This is 2.3 level 7. I can solve and graph an absolute value equation. So when we have absolute value equations, sometimes the absolute value is already by itself, and then sometimes here the absolute value has numbers outside of it that we have to deal with. So here, if the absolute value equation is already by itself, I can go ahead and set up my two equations because every absolute value equation is going to have two answers. Well, I don't want to say every, but most. So one equation is going to be -4 plus 5x equals 16. You can get rid of your absolute value signs. The other equation is going to be -4 plus 5x is equal to -16. And we're going to solve these two equations and then graph our answer on a number line. So we're going to add 4. We're going to add 4. So now we have 5x equals 20. We're going to divide by 5. We're going to divide by 5. And so we have that x is equal to 4. Here, we're going to add 4. We're going to add 4. So we have 5x is equal to -12. We're going to divide by 5. We're going to divide by 5. X is equal to, I'm going to leave it as -12/5 only because I don't have a calculator on me to change that to a decimal. If you want to change it to a decimal, I'm down. Then we just have to graph our answer on a number line. So we know we have one answer is 4. And we're going to close the circle because it equals 4. And we know the other answer is -12/5, or whatever that decimal equivalent is, 2 point something. And you would color that in. Done. Example number 2. I can't set up these two equations until the thing in absolute value is totally by itself. Here the thing was totally by itself. We could set up our two equations. Here it's not. I need to move these two numbers before I can set up my two equations. So I want to add 7 to both sides. So I have 5, absolute value of 9 minus 5n is equal to 38 plus 7 is 45. My last step, I divide both sides by 5 so that those cancel. So then I have the absolute value of 9 minus 5n is equal to 9. I now can set up my two equations. This is another way that I like to show my two equations. So one is going to be 9 minus 5n equals 9. And the other one's going to be 9 minus 5n, exactly the same, is equal to, but this time it's -9. And we're going to go ahead and solve these two. -9, -9. So we have -5n equals 0. We can divide both sides by -5. So then n is equal to 0. This one, subtract both sides by 9. So I have -5n is equal to -18. Divide both sides by -5. I don't have a calculator, so I'm just going to leave my answer as 18/5. And it's positive now, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. The equivalent's like 3 point something, but again, I guess I could figure it out. It's 3.4. Wow, I'm a genius. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. Okay, so then this would be -2.4. Oh gosh, so smart. If I would have just taken the time to think about it. Okay, boom, boom. We're gonna graph it on our number line. Here is 0. Here is hopefully 3.4 if I did my math correctly. Who knows though? It's hard to say. And then those are the actual answers. So you're gonna put closed circles on your answers.